Government contracting consultants are leaving a lot of money on the table. Here's exactly why. So consulting firms face a challenge in today's competitive government contracting landscape. While there are a lot of opportunities, finding the right ones for your client remains a significant challenge, and it's a barrier to growth and client satisfaction. So here's the reality of a government contracting consultant. One, you have complex client needs. Every client has a unique requirement when it comes to the NAICS codes, set aside preferences, geographic restriction, and contract size limitation. You also have to do a lot of manual search. So as consultants, you're spending countless hours each week manually searching government contracting databases, often repeating the same process for different clients. On top of that, we have scattered information. Opportunities are not in a single procurement website. You have fragmented information across multiple platforms, making comprehensive tracking nearly impossible without having a dedicated system. With all of that, that just makes government contracting consulting very challenging. But what is the hidden cost for you as a government contracting consultant if you are doing things the manual way? Well, when you are wasting hours every single week, 8 hours weekly are spent on average manually searching for opportunities across multiple clients. With your time being tied up so much with doing this manual work, you are losing $125,000 on average in annual revenue, and your capacity to land more clients is reduced by 30%. So you're able to land fewer clients, and there are just fewer businesses that you can serve just because of your time limitation. And that's obviously impacting your annual revenue loss on an annual basis. So every hour spent on manual search is an hour not spent on landing or making or generating revenue or developing strong relationship with clients so they can stick around and actually provide them with quality results and output that they can come back to you or refer you to someone else. So the opportunity cost compounds quickly across multiple clients, and you end up being stressed, busy, and not productive, and not generating as much revenue as you could be if you have a developed system. Missed opportunities means missed revenue. Your competitors with better systems are finding and pursuing opportunities faster. They are securing contracts faster before you even discover them. You have a scaling limitation when you are doing things manually. It's preventing your business from growing. You can't take on more clients without proportionally increasing search time. So your time and hands are tied up because you're spending most of your time actually doing the work than landing more clients and getting more revenue to your business. All of that compounds over time because each missed contract represents a lost client fees, damaged relationships, and reduced referral potential. So if you scattered across multiple databases and spreadsheets and trying to cover the needs for the few clients you have, you are stressing yourself out and you have a scaling limitation that's preventing you from growing your business and actually providing a quality service to your clients. So what do government contracting consultants really want? They want to deliver results fast. So they want to provide their clients with relevant opportunities quickly, including reports, and they have to be consistent and they have to demonstrate immediate value from your service. So if the client is seeing value from the services you are offering, for them it's a no-brainer. The second thing a consultant wants is they want to impress their client consistently. We don't want to spend the first 30 days or 60 days trying to work for one client and impress them, but then leave them to the side to get a new one because there's only so much work we can do when it comes to manual processes. What we want is we want to impress this client consistently so they can keep paying us and we can get referred by them to other businesses. So we want to build reputation as the consultant who never misses important opportunities and always stays ahead of the competition. Finally, and most importantly, we want to scale. We don't have a business if we're not able to scale. So we have to have a way to scale without burning out. So growing our consulting business efficiently without working around the clock or sacrificing quality or quantity. We want to maintain the quality we serve to our clients while landing more clients and growing the business. What's the system that successful consultants use? It has to have complete federal access. We want comprehensive coverage of all federal opportunities across every agency, ensuring no potential contracts go unnoticed. So that includes DIBBS. That includes SAM.gov. We want to have strategic intelligence. We want advanced analytics and spending data that we can give our clients when it comes to pricing strategy, understanding the market landscape, and positioning them in the market. If we are utilizing USAspending.gov, then we are wasting a lot of that time doing manual process. 3, we want to develop the client CRM. So we have to have key relationships. We want to have direct to small business specialists within government agencies, and we want to have procurement contacts who can accelerate our clients' success, including partnerships, as in the form of subcontractors or prime that they could potentially work with. So your client CRM is always full with potential business that they can develop. When it comes also to opportunities, especially when a lot of your clients have local limitations, you have to have access to state, local, and education coverage. So SLED opportunities and comprehensive subcontracting directories expand your client's potential market significantly. If you're only looking at federal, there's only limited opportunities. But once we expand to state, local, and education, once we expand to subcontracting opportunities, without having to do manual process that takes hours and hours to do, then we are expanding the success of our potential customer. And it means better for our business in the long term because we're always finding them opportunities and we're always filling their pipeline with $1 million opportunities or with $1 million contacts across federal agencies or other businesses that they could work with. Finally, we want their sales pipeline to be full for the next few years. So we want to cover forecasts. We want to have access when it comes to federal to DIBBS. And if they are specifically, if we are working with tech companies, which a lot of consultants, they are doing that. They're working with funded startups. They're paying them a lot of money. So they expect to also get access to federal grants or SBIR, STTR programs. So they can also get access to these opportunities, develop bids, and win these contracts as well, because it's very important for tech startups or even anyone in that kind of startup space to get access to those as well. So if we were to do these manually, it would just have a significant impact on our bandwidth and productivity because we don't have we have a physical limitation when it comes to getting coverage for all of this if we have to do things the old-fashioned way. So how does it come together? We want a centralized, intelligent method that has all the federal, state, local, subcontracting data flows consistently in a comprehensive platform. We want to be able to set client-specific filtering. So we want to filter by their NAICS code, set aside size limitation, geographical limitation. So we are able to match opportunities to each client's unique requirements and preferences. And finally, we want automation. We want to be able to do the searches while we are asleep because we have multiple clients. We can't always do the searches ourselves. We can't always be doing the procurement and the capture side of things ourselves. We want to have a smart agent that's able to do these searches for us so we can send them to our client and always have their pipelines filled up with opportunities, and they're always going to be thankful for you. And this is exactly what SamSearch delivers. It transforms how consultants find and manage government opportunities for their clients. Let me show you what I mean. With SamSearch Capture solution, you're getting access to all the sources that we have mentioned: federal, state, local, education, DIBBS, forecast, subcontracting, grants, and SBIR, STTR. Each one of these has a bottleneck that if you were to do it manually, it would take you ages. For example, the state, local, and education, we are talking about thousands and thousands of procurement websites. If you have to fulfill a client's needs of giving them state, local, and education government contracts, you're going to be spending insane amount of time to find them the right opportunity. Whereas with SamSearch, you're getting access to this huge database. It's just one click. You also have access to DIBBS and forecast and also subcontracting. This would give you a competitive advantage because very few people have access to this database that has all these subcontracting opportunities from businesses that want to subcontract or they are required and obligated by law to subcontract. So you could also fill up their pipeline with subcontracting opportunities, let alone if they want to kind of make projections for next year or the future, you could also fill up their pipeline with forecast. And same for federal grants, SBIR, STTR. Now we have mentioned that we can save a search. So for example, we want to get alerted for cybersecurity contracts that are, let's say, solicitations and our request for a proposal. All we have to do to be notified about these is save this search. And now we'll be notified on a daily basis for any government contracts that match the criteria that we have filled up. Now, when it comes to managing the partnership with the agencies or with other businesses, you could utilize the partnership search. And this will allow you to get access to almost 400,000 other vetted government contracting businesses that could potentially work with your clients. So if they are prime looking for subcontractors that are women-owned businesses, you could filter by that, filter by the NAICS code, the specific location, and you'll be able to fill up their CRM with endless opportunities or potential subcontractors. Same if they are wanting to subcontract with other businesses, you could do the same, view their details. You could filter if they have experience with the government or not. And then with each one of these, you're able to view their details and see their past performances, see the contracts that they have won, see their USAspending.gov profile. So you're able to make calculated and educated recommendation to your client on which business to reach out to. Now, if you want also to develop relationships with federal government agencies, you could utilize the SBA Small Business Specialist Search. These people help your clients with compliance, with connection and introductions to primes that are looking for businesses to subcontract, with any help with that specific agency. So this way they could see you as a point of authority because you're providing them contact with a small business specialist. Now let's go back to actually the contract search, where you have the opportunity to utilize the smart search or keyword search if you're looking for exact specific keyword, or if you don't want to see specific keywords. Now, if we open up a contract, each one of these contracts has all the data that you need, including market intelligence. You could make reports for your customer where you could have set aside distribution by the agency for the niche that they are looking at for each contract. You could see the average award, median award, the competition. So all the competition, they could look at those and see how potentially they could work with them or see which contracts they won. You could also see the spending pattern for the sub agency or the spending overtime. You could plan working with that specific agency throughout the time. So if you see that all of them are spending around Q3 of 2020 around Q3 of the year, then you could make a plan for that. And then finally, if it's geographically specific, provide your clients with geographic distribution map so they could see where these contracts are being awarded. Now, another thing that's really important when it comes to recommending and pricing strategy, usually what you want to go with is, and a lot of businesses and consultants, they do that, is they look at past performances for that specific niche. So we're looking here at contracts for translation interpretation, and this is the product service code for small businesses. And what we are seeing here is the median, average, and maximum and minimum amount awarded for these contracts. What you can do is you could recommend a pricing strategy based on these. So you would be able to get details for each one of these awards, see which ones align best with this specific contract. So this one is American Sign Language Interpreting Services. This one, for example, is relevant. So this is a sign language and card service for the National Archive. So you could recommend something around this price range. So you could utilize a data-driven approach to recommend a price based on past awards for similar government contracts. And finally, you could also find partners for your clients so they could work with. And these, again, are vetted government contractors. You could find their contact information, past performances, NAICS codes, and you would just be able to reach out to them with ease. Now, on top of that, instead of having to break these down and provide the attachments, all you have to do is utilize the AI chat. So, for example, I could come here and ask, break this contract for me, highlight the requirements and milestones. Now, what this will do is it will pull all of this information for you from the attachments, and then you could send your client a summary or a breakdown report of everything they need to consider or not consider a specific opportunity. So this way you are not spending hours reviewing each one of the attachments for each opportunity for one of your clients. You could just pull these records, whatever questions you want answered, and then you could just put it in one document and send it. Now, a key thing is we want to stay organized. So what we have is the journey. This is a Kanban board, so you can stay organized. Each one of these could be a specific journey where you can keep all the contact information, add your insights, the description, and assign tasks. So this way, each contract for each client has its own calendar, its own documents, its own tasks, and then you can have a view over here, and you can highlight each one with the client name. So you are keeping track of all the opportunities, and you're not scattered across different platforms and different boards and different sheets, you only have one view here. You could highlight each one of these, as I've mentioned, with the client name. And then with each opportunity, you could have all the contact information, the stakeholders, the description. You could view the opportunity and go back to it here. And you have all your documents, the chat, your proposals, and tasks in just one place. So with a system like this, you are able to scale your government consulting business to the next level. You are able to land more clients and you're able to provide a better quality service because you are not missing out on any opportunity for them. If anything, you are surprising them with opportunities they would never have been able to find themselves. So for you, that's a competitive advantage. The second thing is you have access to a huge database of partnerships and government contracting specialists at government agencies. So you could be a person of connection to your client. And finally, the huge database of contracts will guarantee that every one of your clients will have their pipeline filled up with opportunities because they are looking at each level of government. We're talking federal, state, local, and education, DIBBS, subcontracting, grants, and SBIR, STTR. And to even show better value, you can show them the forecast. And with the forecast, I didn't get a chance to show you, you will get estimated value, the type of competition, the agency, and you have the contact information of the agency so you could reach out with an email and kickstart a conversation. So they are early on in the sale process, they have a competitive advantage over everyone else, which speaks highly of your value as a consulting business and the services that you provide. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you best of luck with your consulting government contract. I'll provide a link for SamSearch in the comments and in the description. If you are serious about taking your consulting business to the next level, make sure to check it out. It will definitely make you stand out as a government contracting consultant. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.